Today we're going to do a real quick tour of Foster's Mill. I wanted to be able to show you what Foster's Mill looks like in case you're curious, in case this is one of the neighborhoods or villages that you're interested in. And so what I'm doing is I'm on Kingwood Drive. I'm going west towards 59. And I'm going to be taking a left at this light up here that will take us through the main entrance of Foster's Mill. Now, in another video, I'm going to go into all the financials of Foster's Mill. I'm going to be working on running a report, and I'll be running the report often so that you'll have an idea of exactly what homes sell for, what price points, you know, and all that. And I believe I already have a virtual tour of a home in Foster's Mill already set up, but I'll be adding a lot more of those too as I get going along. So I'm at the stoplight, and here is the entrance to Foster's Mill. As you can tell, they are getting it prepared for Christmas. It's right out, it's first week of November, and they're getting all the Christmas lights up and getting it ready. It's a beautiful day here, as you can tell. So over here on the right hand side is Sand Creek. This is Forest Garden, and right down that street you'll find an elementary school in which this subdivision and Sand Creek go to. That's called Deerwood Elementary. All my kids go to school there, or have gone to school there, or will go to school there, and it's a great place. So let's adjust this just a little bit there. All right, so here is the front entrance of Foster's Mill. You got a really beautiful lake here off to the right, and then you have a nice lake over here off to the left. And as you can tell, there are some great walking trails here. So you can walk around the lake and all that. A lot of the homes, especially, you can probably see over here on this side, but the homes back up to their backyard, backs up to the lake, and they can just walk right on out and enjoy basically this whole park space as part of their backyard, or an extension of it. So here we go. All right. So generally, homes in this area I've seen sell from the high twos all the way up into the millions. So quite a wide range. A fun fact is George Foreman used to live in this neighborhood. I will drive you by his home that he had when he was here. But so these are quite large homes. I want to say the average is probably around 3,000 square feet. You know, obviously you can find homes that are in the twos, but I would say the average size is around 3,000 square feet, and there's some homes in here that are 2 times that, you know, close to 5,000-6,000 square feet. So whatever you might be looking for, Foster's Mill has it. And you know, this is my village. I really like living here. Sand Creek and all the other places are great too, but I mean, I just, well, you know, I picked it for a reason, and for my reasons, I absolutely love it. But so here is parts of Deerwood Golf Club. So you live right off a golf course here in Foster's Mill, and look at that. Now another little tidbit here is Tin Cup was filmed. A lot of Tin Cup was filmed here in this area. And so one thing to note, and I just want to be full disclosure here, during Harvey there are homes here that did flood. A lot of these homes flooded only the one time, and that was in Harvey. So if you don't want to buy into a home that flooded, be sure to reach out, let me know, and I can make sure that we get you into a home that has not ever taken on water. But just from my experience of living in Houston for 20 years, and just my thought is this: there's no guarantees in anywhere you live. The whole time I have lived here in Houston, I have not incurred any damage from my home or on my home from hurricanes, tornadoes. I've not incurred any damage from flooding. So, and I've lived in areas where, like south of Houston and Pearland, where there's hurricanes can come through. I went through Rita and some other places down there. We're completely fine. And I've been up here in Kingwood where they got a lot of water for Harvey. But the only thing I can really come away and say is that there's no guarantees no matter where you live. And so while we want to mitigate your risk as much as possible going forward, just remember, just because it didn't flood before or never been hit by a hurricane before doesn't mean it won't go in the future. So just keep that in the back of your mind, and I'll be sure to accommodate whatever your needs are, and make sure we find you a good place that won't stress you out, because that's not home, right? Home is home. So I came back onto the main drive here, and you get a real sense of the type of community this is. It's just it's a really pretty neighborhood. So like, here's Deerwood, here's the clubhouse for Deerwood, and so you can get in your golf court, come down here, get out your bag and hit the back nine if you want, right here. And then here is this part here. Now a little bit later we're going to go and show you section 1, which is to the right, but for right now we're just going to hit here, and we'll get the other part later. But yeah, so as I'm doing these and get more and more of these done, I might do a couple of them just so that you can see what it looks like at different times of the year. But I've showed this home right there several times. It's been completely redone on the inside. That home on the right was completely redone as well, that white one. The one that I first showed you, I believe it was on the market for mid 300s. It was a really good price point for it basically being brand new. This home is for sale by a fellow realtor, Janice Adams. That's a great home. Down here on Elk Creek, you'll go towards the community pool and park, but majority of these homes here in Foster's Mill have private pools, so you may not need to worry about doing that at all. Again, I'll be taking you down there here in a little bit. Basically what I'm going to do is get back onto Kingwood Drive and go down Timber Shade, which is another entrance, and then that will wrap around and we'll exit out the third entrance on the other end of the area of, sorry, Foster's Mill. This home here straight ahead with the red doors, this is like so now you have kind of a sense of what this area is like. Stay tuned on the next one. We're going to go through the second entrance of of Foster's Mill. Okay, so we're back on Kingwood Drive. We're making our way up to Timber Shade, and we're going to take a look at what section 1 looks like. So in case I have not pointed this out before, here is the Greenbelt Trails right here, and so you can kind of see what that looks like right down that way. It's pretty cool. Ride your bikes, walk, run, exercise. They connect you everywhere, and it goes underneath the street, so you don't have to worry about crossing the street, which is really great. All right, so this is Timber Shade, and this is the first section of Foster's Mill. And so these homes on this side tend to be a little bit smaller. Not all of them, but if you're going to find a smaller home, it's probably easier to find it in section 1. But down off of Timber Shade down here at the stop sign, we're going to come to the community pool and playground. So, and I'll connect the two here when I wrap back around. But right down here to the right, that's kind of where I was driving earlier, and I'll drive down this street a little bit later down Elk Creek, but I was down on that side. And so here is the pool, the park, and in this little space here, and then we come to these homes here. Majority of these homes have been built in the 80s. There might be in the late 70s, but I believe the majority of them are like in the early 80s on up. Here's a home that has recently sold. So kind of give you an idea what all these homes are like. Some of them are completely updated and fixed up and just look spectacular, and others are still stuck in the 80s. So and or a little mix of both. And so depending on what your tastes are, depends on whether or not you'll find that match in this area. Homes tend to not come on the market as much in this area. So whenever they end up buying, they end up holding on to it and living here for quite a while. That's been the trend that I have noticed. So here's a church off here to the right, and up there at the stop sign is Kingwood Drive. So that's the third exit or entrance. So I'm gonna come on Windy Lake here, I did a virtual tour of this home. I'll see if I can't pull it out and place it, but it's back on the market, and I want to say it's like 330, 340, 340,000. I want to say it's right around there. It might be a little bit more, but you know, that's that. This home here, it just sold. New owners just moved in, and I want to say it was around 330, 340 as well. Again, if you want specifics, I can always look that up for you, but that kind of gives you an idea of what those homes were going for. These homes off to the right, they back up to Kingwood Drive, and I've noticed that, you know, some of these homes on the right don't quite sell for as much just because of the noise variance. However, I've never had a problem with it. Example, this home here, this one story, is a real nice house on the market for quite a while, and the major complaint was that it was off the main road. This home, they're actually in the process of redoing it right now. It's looking really nice. I'm imagining it'll probably come out 340, 350 when they finally put that on the market. So Kingwood is an active area for people to come in and flip homes. So let's see here. Yeah, that basically takes care of the majority of section 1. Straight ahead is a cul-de-sac, obviously, but that's one of the entrances to the Greenbelts. So if you live down these streets, you can get on your bike or walk your dog and go to the Greenbelt Trail entrance there and all that. One of the neat things is that if you take a right on that Greenbelt Trail, you go under Kingwood Drive, and you walk down just a little bit, and you'll go right up to Deerwood Elementary School. So now we're going to finish the Foster's Mill tour and connect section 1 with the newer section. As you recall, we drove down this street earlier and we came up to the park, and we went straight. Well, right now I'm going to turn right. So here is another view of the park. The playground they just recently did a few years ago. It's really nice. That's the building where they do the HOA meetings and all that. Here's the Greenbelt Trails here, and then, you know, as you can see, it goes down that way. The golf course also connects down there. So right here is right here on Golden Pond Drive, turning left, is the Foster's Mill Estates. And at one time, George Foreman used to live down here, which is really pretty cool. I did not live here when he lived here. It's kind of cool to be in the same subdivision that he used to live in. But as you can tell, these homes are estate size. If you look through, you'll see some greenery back behind, and that's where the golf course is. And these homes are just beautiful. This one they're redoing, stripping it down and cleaning the inside out and all that stuff. And you know, they're about an acre size lots. Some of them, not all, but some of them are close to an acre size. And I mean, just look at the trees, how beautiful it is and all that. So this kind of gives you an idea of the breadth of the type of homes that are in Foster's Mill. They are built closer in the 80s and all that. So this home right here, here on the corner with the Trump flags, that used to be George Foreman's house. Not sure who lives there now, but I just think that's super cool. Got professional landscapers here for all these homes, and then get you a better view of these houses here. And then we'll pan it around. So that is Kingwood Estates. When I get up here to the stop sign, I'm going to take a left, and we're going to connect us back to Deerwood Golf Club. Come back this way and then go left. So that'll be pretty much a pretty good tour of what Foster's Mill is like. And to give you an idea, this is first part of November, so you get leaves falling. We don't get much of a leaf color change, a little bit, but not much. But it's also, right now it is 73 degrees, so it's really nice. We're going to come back and go up that street, up on Windy Lake, but right now we're going to come this way and connect the two sections. You haven't seen this part yet. But that's why this area is called the livable forest, because of all these big trees, large trees. I like the mature trees personally. So this is Middle Falls. We drove down Middle Falls before. We came from this direction and we drove that direction, if you recall. So we're just going to turn back around and come this way. If you recall, you saw this home from Janice Adams for sale. And I'm going to connect you. We came up this street on Sunshine Point. We drove down that street, and we're looping back around down to here. But check out this little area. So they're getting ready for Christmas lights, as you can tell. They're hanging up the Christmas lights. And this kind of gives you an idea of what the homes are like. Definitely the estates, much larger homes. And besides the Foster's Mill Estates, there's homes here that have sold close to $1 million and some over $1 million. But again, these homes turn over a lot less frequently, so you have to be patient depending on what kind of home you're looking for. So we're just going to come up here and then take a right. So one of the things I was saying about all the overgrowth of the trees and all that, we just want to make sure that the roof line is clear and clean, and so that way you have the benefit of both worlds, where you have some great trees, the shade from the trees, but not so much shade that it kills the grass, and potential limbs falling on the roof. But I got great people on my team, arborists and all that can come out if we're ever have a question about the health of a tree or anything else like that. We can validate and make sure that everything is okay there. So here we're coming back to Elk Creek. If you recall, we just turned left here to come on to Middle Falls. So now we're going back from Middle Falls to Elk Creek, making our way back towards the pool. As I was saying before, these homes, they range in the high 200s, up to $1 million. And depending on the updates and the fixes and all that, depends on where they may fall within that price point. I looked online earlier, and I know I was saying about 3,000 square feet is the average. I want to say it's probably closer to 3,300 square feet is the average size home in this area. And I'd say the majority are 2-story. So this home off to the right is on the market, and I have a virtual tour of that home. I'll need to get that out and make sure I have it posted online for you. That's a nice and well done, well updated home. It is a smaller home, but it also backs up to the Greenbelt. So it's, I think it's a great looking house. Price, I want to say they're asking $330, but I'd have to go back and double check. So, and what this street does is this loops back around to the main entrance into the house, or I'm sorry, main entrance into the Foster's Mill. And the 2 lakes are right up here. So it looks like they're getting a custom pool put in here. So this is a Friday, and you can tell it's pretty active. You know, we got some people out running, right, doing riding their bikes, getting some exercise, enjoying the cool outdoors. 70 degrees. It's funny, sometimes you'll see people wearing jackets or lightweight jackets as they get used to the hot summer. But yeah, here we are back at the park, or not necessarily a park, but the lakes. And oh hey, I didn't mention this earlier, but these lakes are stocked. And even if you're not a member of Foster's Mill, they welcome people to come from wherever village, and they can come out here and fish and try to catch themselves a fish. What does they stock it with? I think they stock it with catfish, bass, and a couple other types as well. But it's really neat. Every year, I forget what time it is. I think it's springtime. They'll do an annual fishing expedition and all that stuff, and they'll have people come out and fish and do a contest, and it's kind of it's a fun little thing that they do here. Also, for high schoolers, for their senior year, I always see them in their prom dress and their tux or what have you. They come out and they get their pictures out here. I see it mostly over here on this lake. You know, so they'll get out here in the front with the fountain in the back, and they'll take their pictures with their dates or just with themselves, and It'll be their annual picture. All right, so I'm coming back out to Kingwood Drive. Across the street is Sand Creek Village. Deerwood Elementary is over there. Here's the connection to the Greenbelts. I'm on Kingwood Drive, and this is concluding Foster's Mill Village tour. I hope you enjoyed this tour. I hope it was some good information for you. You at least got to see what this village is like. I am going to be doing all the other villages as well, and getting them posted so you can kind of go through there. Hopefully it's not too boring for you. But yeah, if you have any questions about the area, you want to know what are some fun family things to do other than in some of my blogs or some other stuff, I'll see if I can't start listing some of that stuff as well. But anyways, God bless you guys. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy it, and watch some of the other videos. Share, like, subscribe. Thanks. Bye.